going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. And this has got to be one of my most favorite videos I've ever recorded. This is my rank 1 6-star Mr. Negative gameplay. So ever since Mr. Negative came to the contest, I just wanted him. He's so cool. His animations, in my opinion, might be best in game. Character model is amazing. Everything about him I love. I love his play style. He's just awesome. So the thing I want to keep in everyone's mind for the entire video, I am using 5-star Quake and Nick Fury the entire video to give him the evade charges so that he can do all the damage that he possibly can. And as you can see right now, there's a lot of stuff going on with this dark energy and light energy, and I'll just explain all of it to you at the next rotation because we're kind of far into this. But anyway, Mr. Negative has insane degeneration damage, really, not really low, but pretty low base damage. But as you can see right here, I'm going to start telling you what happens. So right there, we parry a bunch of stuff because then that builds up our light energy. Now I'm going to heavy attack against the wall, throw him up to a special 1, and then I'm going to parry the next hit to this. So parry right there. Parry him at 14, so I'm going to hold heavy once I get him against the wall, convert that all into dark energy, except it doubles because I have the Nick Fury synergy, which doubles the potency of everything. So now we have 20 dark energy. We're going to heavy spam in the corner. While he has these 2 disorients, he will not gain power. So we're going to cancel right here into special 2, do some nice degen damage, doing 4,700 a tick, nearly 10k per second off our rank 1 6-star, which is absolutely crazy. So right now you can see we have 1 Nick Fury evade charge left, and we are going to get ready for him to throw a special 1. We have, I think, 8, we have 10, now 14 light energy again. Get him against the wall, hold heavy, and we're going to dash back with the heavy as we hold it with a Fury synergy. We're up to 20 dark energy again. We're just going to keep heavy spamming in the corner until we get to about 5 Furies. Right here, I'm going to do 1 more heavy and then cancel into special 2 so that we can get the most damage possible. And right there, you can see it's ticking again for 4,700, which is just crazy because this is class disadvantage. You have to keep that in mind. So this is not nearly his maximum damage output. So you can see that he is in Assassin's range now. We just need about 1 more cycle, but keep in mind, it's not going to be nearly as potent because we don't have Nick Fury. So I'm going to go against the wall, charge heavy. We only have 14 dark energy though. So I'm just going to do heavies against the wall. And you can see since we lost the Fury synergy, we only have 1 disorient up. We're going to throw the special 1 before it gets to a bar of power. And it's still doing around 3,100 per second. So it dropped from about 10,000 to around 6,000, which is still really good damage. We're just going to finish off with the special 1 right there. And look at that, 103 hits with class disadvantage to take down Realm of Legends Winter Soldier, which is really good. So next we're going to the Captain Marvel fight, and this is a lot different. So usually you don't want to dash back when Mr. Negative, especially if you're using the Regen Venom synergy. You can see we're at a full yellow bar of power. But in this fight, we're going to completely disregard that because we're going to have to evade her special 1, and it's much harder to bait out against the wall than it is Winter Soldiers, and much harder to parry against the wall. So right here, we're going to get her up into the corner. We're going to dash back, you see there, because we don't really care about dashing back. We're going to dash back again. Block that, we're up to 11, and then we're going to parry again so we can get to 13 of the light energies. Now we're just going to go into her right here, do the heavy spam in the corner, and then once we get up to 5 Furies, we're going to throw our special 2, and that's going to do a lot more damage than it did before because we do not have disadvantage. So here I go, chuck it off, and you can see right here the degen is taking for 5,200. So that is over 10,000 damage, like 10,400 damage every single second, which is so crazy. That is a lot of damage, and since I've recorded this video, I actually have taken him up to rank 2 as a 6-star, and the damage has gotten just even better. So as you can see right here, I'm going to wait, and I messed up there because I should have just baited out the special 1, not parried, and then I would have held heavy. So now I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage because I only have 12 dark energy. I'm just going to go really hard here, throw him another special 2, and we're going to see it converts, and it's doing only around 3,100. So this is just really important because I want to show you that not every Mr. Negative fight is perfect. Like right there, I messed up again. I ate the special 1 with the Nick Fury evade synergy, so we're not going to be getting the huge degen damage for the rest of this fight, but it is still manageable. So you're going to see here, we're going to try and build up to the, as much dark energy as we can. So what we're going to do right now is get her against the wall, parry. We're going to bait out this special 1 now that we have 13 dark energy, and we want to convert it all. So right here, what you can do is you can parry, block, and then when they're throwing combo, you can hold your heavy, and that can usually convert some of the energy into it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll explain it again. So if you're running out of time on your light energy, you can hold block, and then basically they'll throw like a medium attack, and then as they're about to throw a heavy, just charge your heavy, and then you'll be fine. You can see right there she was going to dash into me, so as she was going to dash in, I held my heavy, converted it all into dark energy. So it's not all about parrying and then waiting for her to come at you. You have to make your own openings with Mr. Negative, and that's one of the reasons I love him, because he's a very complex champion, makes you think while you're playing him. He's not just the easiest thing to use, but he is such a nice payoff if you learn how to use him. So you can see right here, we are about to finish this fight off now. I do mess up, I do get hit at the end, and I get kind of comboed into oblivion via the stun. So that wasn't really fun. You can see right here, we're just getting absolutely no ins, but we got finally back up on our feet, and I think we just try and throw off a special 3 at the end of this fight to give us some heal, which is also another underrated thing on Mr. Negative's kit. His special 3 will use the light energy you have saved up as regeneration on himself, and the dark energy as direct damage to the opponent. So right now I'm just going to try and build up as much light energy as I can. I don't want to convert it because I want the heal, and I don't want Captain Marvel to die. So right there I'm at 15, and I just throw it off because it'll give me a nice chunk of regen. So you can see we're going to throw this off. We'll be at around like 42%. Yeah, 42%. We'll see how much the regen takes us up. So if we don't kill her, which we don't, very lucky. And you can see right there our health just shoots up to 66%. So that was around a 25% regen, which is just absolutely amazing. So that is the Realm of Legend showcase for Mr. Negative. And now we're going to jump into some variant content.
Alright, so next we're going to jump into some variant 7. This is the Aggression Regeneration path in, I think, the second chapter, first quest. So it's like very simple with Mr. Negative. You basically do your normal playstyle where you build up to about 10 to 15 of the negative charges, or dark energy, that's what they're called. And then you just launch your heavy attack while you are holding it infinitely, and then you'll get it into dark energy and you'll be absolutely fine. So as you can see here, I'm building up my light energy, get the parry, hold heavy, dashes in, I convert it to 20 dark energy because of the Nick Fury's energy, and I just go crazy with the heavy attacks in the corner because they're power locked. And you can see once I get up to there, the disorient runs out, and I just throw my special 2, and it's going to do a pretty good amount of degeneration damage, but that's not what we're worried about. We're worried about the heal reversal. As you can see here, it's starting to kick in with the 2 petrifies, and they're just going to keep healing, and we're just going to absolutely nuke him. So he's an amazing option for aggression regeneration. I have a lot more of the fights here because I just got kind of carried away with him. I was like, okay, maybe I'll do 1 or 2, but I ended up doing most of the path with him, except for the 1% Vision Arcus fight, I think, because that was a little bit annoying because he can't really counter the Cold Snap or like the armor breaks on him because you have to stay pretty close to your opponent the whole time. So he is not a good Vision Arcus counter, keep in mind. And some other bad matchups for Mr. Negative I think I'll highlight now. Any debuff shrug off champion, so Kingpin sucks, Crossbones pretty bad, Hitmonkey not awful but also pretty bad. What other champions are there? Just anyone who has a very potent shrug off ability is not who you want to bring in with Mr. Negative, because he does rely on the parries, does rely on getting those degenerations on for his big damage. But you can see right here, I'm about to go into another cycle with the heavy attacks and the special 2 to just destroy the healing. And this gold pool has additional healing, so he's going to go down even faster. So let's just take a look at this. The degen is doing about 3,000, maybe close to 4,000 damage. Now the aggression regen is coming in, and you can see he just gets absolutely shot to 0 super quickly. And this is all from a rank 1 6-star, just pointing out this isn't even a rank 2 yet. So this is just very impressive gameplay from him. But anyway, some of the matchups that are really good for Mr. Negative are just basically any other champ. Like, he's really good against a lot of champs just because of his insane degen damage. Like, even against the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier that you saw before, it was doing around 4,700 damage with the 20 dark energy, which is really solid. And at rank 2, since I've taken him up, it's closer to about 7,000 damage a second. And I just wanted to let you guys know this will be my 8th rank 3 6-star. I don't care what people say. He might not be the best champion in the game, but I really just love playing him. There's no other champion like him, and he's just awesome. So right here, I did mess up in this fight. As you can see, I didn't really get my evasion charges off. I was trying to parry that special 1. But right here, I'm just going to go into the special 2 because I know the Petrify will be enough. And those degens aren't bad either, so even when you mess up, they're still going to go for a lot of damage. This one's going for like 2,500, but the aggression region is just kicking in, and we're going to just shoot him down with the Petrify. So it's super satisfying in these types of nodes. So if you ever pull Mr. Negative and you're having like trouble with aggression regen, if you don't have like Captain Infinity War or just someone who can make a lot of openings, he's an amazing option because his petrifies last so long off special 2. so I highly recommend using him. But yeah, other nodes that might not be great for Mr. Negative, one that isn't awful is actually stun immunity, because as long as you can get the opponent in the corner and heavy counter, you can do a lot of work with Mr. Negative. You can't parry with your heavy, so that's going to be a little bit annoying. But as long as you can heavy counter with your own or special counter, you're going to be absolutely fine. Like, if you block the hit and then the last hit he's pretty close to you, you can just counter and you're going to be fine with him. So that's one thing I found out of this Mr. Negative. If it is full debuff immunity, he is about 10 times worse, and he's basically useless because all of his damage is gone, and his base damage is not enough to carry him through a fight. So that's just one thing I wanted to point out. Now, right here, I messed up again. I didn't get my special 2 off in time. As you can see, the dark energies just fell off, so that was a little bit unfortunate. So we're just going to go for getting up to the, what is called, correct amount of dark energy. We're going to evade, and then we're just going to go straight into a special 2. So I'm getting my evades off right here. One more, I'm at 10. And now I have enough. I have 11 charges. I'm going to hold heavy and then just parry into special 2, I think. So right here is going to do some okay damage. Not bad. It's about, 3,000? I can't exactly see the text. Yeah, it's 3,000-ish. And you can see that the Petrifiers are just absolutely winning. So one thing I do want to point out also is that he is a Mystic Slayer. He feels so powerful against Mystics. If you have him at rank 2, and he can do in Realm of Legends against Juggernaut in a perfect cycle with, I got him doing about 8,000 damage off the degens every half second, so 16,000 damage a second, which is 3% of his health, which is just crazy. So I do want to also point out that unstoppable matchups are not his thing because obvious reasons, and then also anything that becomes unblockable, you're not going to be having as good of a time because parry is kind of important, and then even when you're heavy countering, you might need to just block a few hits, which is just not ideal for him. So avoid those types of scenarios and you should be absolutely fine. But as I was saying before, what was I saying before? Not really sure. I'll get back to it. Yes, Mystic Slayer. There we go. So he can do 8,000 damage against Realm of Legends Juggernaut at rank 2. And just something super important that I want to say is that I am not running suicides. And he benefits extremely greatly from suicides. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Now right here I'm just going to stop talking because we are switching into a new type of fight, and this is a 1% regen variant fight. So throughout the entire fight he's 1% regen. We just need to build up to 1 special 2 and the fight will be over. That's how powerful he is in these kinds of scenarios. But now getting back to the Mystic Slayer, the suicides, I'm not running suicides in this video, and they absolutely sent him through the roof because you're really not going to be throwing a lot of specials. In most scenarios, you're going to be throwing about 1 or 2 special 2s, and if you're running the Venom synergy, you can regen a lot of that health if you don't block anything. Now right here in this matchup, I went to block his special 2, but it was unblockable, so that didn't end really low. I took a lot of health, but I'm still going to be fine. I'm going to throw the special 2 right now, and you're going to watch how the Petrify just absolutely shuts down 1% regen. But you can see it's like constantly going down, there's big chunks going off, and that's the degen. So it's the combination of degen and heal reversal that makes him so potent in healing matchups instead of just normal matchups alone. And now we're going to put him to a little bit more of a test. This is 7.1, the Masochism path. And there's some other nodes on here that I don't quite remember, but he's actually a solid option for Masochism. So you're going to see here, I'm going to parry first, get the timer off on her. I'm going to go straight into my heavy attacks, try and build up to the special 2. Or try and convert my energy first because I want to get up to the 10 dark energies. And another thing that I want to say is that the more light energies you have going into that first heavy charge and cancel, the better, because you want to have a lot so that the disorients stay up longer on the opponent, or the delirious, whatever, it's the same thing. You want to have a lot of charges because then when you're when you're heavy spamming in the corner, they're gonna have a longer period in which they can't gain power, which is really good if you need to get up to your special 2 in time. So right here I got a little bit stuck through the special 2 and I'm doing 4,300 a second, and I did parry before that just so Masochism wouldn't interfere, and now I just got all my 20 dark energy again, so I'm going to keep heavy spamming in the corner. And once I get this special out of her, I'm going to try and build up a special 2, but I see that I'm only at a special 1, so I'm going to play it a lot slower here. And right there I messed up. I didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. We're just going to recover from it. I want to build up to another special 2 because that should send her to the final phase or just finish the fight off. but it's going to be a little bit more difficult now because I'm not going to be able to have all my degeneration damage because I don't have all the energy. But as you can see right here, I do have 8 and 5 dark energy stored. So his special one I don't use a lot in this video, but basically if you have under 10 dark or light energy and you throw it, it converts it to dark energy, and that means it gets stored. So if you have 9 and then you throw a special one, you're going to store it into 9 dark energy, which will not expire. So then you can do like 10 light energy, convert it, and you'll have 19 dark energy ready for your special 2. That's really useful if you do not have the Nick Fury charges left, but I still just find it easier to go play the fight normally, build up to about 10 or 12 of the light energy, cancel with the heavy, and then while I'm just doing the fight naturally, I'm going to build up around, like, as you can see, 6 here. So then I would usually hold heavy, get 19 of the dark energy, and then I'll be absolutely chilling with the fight. So you can see right here, she's about to drop. So that was a rank 1 6-star Mr. Negative, taking down an Act 7 opponent with about 4,000 or 400,000 health. So super impressive numbers out of him. Now we're going to jump into some more Act 7. This is the, what is it? I think it's the Power Shield node, which is super fun with Mr. Negative because his damage all comes from that specialty with the degens, and they tick for so much off this node. It's absolutely insane. So right here, standard, we're parrying those hits of Venom Special 1 to build up our charges. And now I get the, heavy charge evade off, so I have 20 dark energy once again. And the destroyings are going to last a little bit longer because I had 12 light energy when I converted them. So right here, we have a little bit more time in the corner. I'm going to get one more hit off, and then we're going to jump right into that. So you can see the base damage isn't good, but now the degens are ticking for 16,000, which is absolutely absurd. Now, I'd imagine off of a rank 5 6-star in the future, 16,000 is going to be like kind of normal for him. Like maybe in a Mystic matchup with some boost, 16,000 is going to be like his standard damage. So I can't believe what that could be in the future. So very exciting cap on Mr. Negative. He has a lot of potential for future scenarios. And now, as some of our last gameplay for the video, last really impressive gameplay is Act 6.1. This is the no retreat path. And I wanted to take a little bit of a hard, like, 3 fights here because I didn't want to do it for the whole video because it would get annoying. But basically, we got Electro, then Void, then Killmonger. So those might be fights you are thinking that Mr. Negative would not work for, but he's actually a fairly good counter for them just because his burst damage is so much. And not to mention that he is so good for no retreat because you are hardly ever dashing back twice because you always want to parry those hits of the special. Right there, I did mess up, took a little bit of a chunk of damage, and then I just decided to restart the quest. So that's something I wanted to keep in there because it shows you that Mr. Negative is hard to play. You're not always going to do perfect. You are going to mess up sometimes, and that's fine. You just go restart the quest, and you'll be fine. Just don't overthink anything. If you mess up in the beginning, don't immediately restart. It's just, you're going to be fine. So the only reason I restarted is because I know how hard those next 2 fights are, and I want to have as much health as possible. So right here, this is the attempt that I do it. And the reason I messed up in that fight was because the first hit of her special one was unblockable, and I tried to parry it. That didn't work, so I'm just going to regroup, and then there I get it, and I parry those last 2 hits. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to parry that first hit. You're going to get sent to the Shadow Realm. And I think I try to parry here. No, I just go for the heavy attack. And now she's power locked, so we are going to build up to that special 2 and do some chunky damage. So we are almost there. We're going to do one more heavy attack. We're going to have about 5 or 4 Furies. And then, boom, we launch it. 4,100 damage per second, which is so low. I just love watching the ticks go. So right here, I'm at 12 light energy, converted to 20 dark. And she's basically done at this point. We're just going to throw a bit more heavy attacks. Probably launch a special one off to finish the fight. And that'll be it. So amazing first fight from Mr. Negative if you get it right, but if you mess up like I did in the beginning, it's fine. You just restart and recharge yourself, and you'll be doing great things in the next fights. So next we got up a Void. In this Void fight, I was really worried about because I know that Mr. Negative doesn't use a lot of hits, but that's also kind of really good with Void because he has this weird cycle where you're going to be using more hits in the beginning of the fight than you will like in the middle section of the fight, which is kind of interesting. So I parry, go for a heavy attack, and then I dash in immediately, knowing it's Void, because I want to get as many hits off as possible. Right there, I had to do a double dash back, so I got the no retreat. Degen on me. Right here, you can see I dash in, or no, I don't. I'm just playing normally right here. I'm at 8 hits. I see that I have the first debuff about to go on me. So right there, I cancel it out, and it did almost no damage. And Void is a really good matchup for Mr. Negative, actually, because you can parry both hits of his special ones super, super easily, which is something that you really want to be able to do with Mr. Negative. It's why he works so well against the Winter Soldier, because you can parry 6 of those projectiles off his special one. And anyway, you saw there, I just got the 20 hits, canceled out that debuff. Right now, the degens are taking for 5,000 basically on Void. And the one thing I do want to point out is that in this fight, his heavy attack does have a lot of reach, so you are going to be getting the no retreat damage. But right there, you can see within one cycle, he just gets absolutely slammed to the ground. So awesome fight. That was 31 hits off the rank 1 6-star. So it shows you that he can do some Act 6 content. And it's really good because the other 2 slots in your team are going to be Quake and Nick Fury, which are 2 of the top 5 champions in the game. So it's not even like a champion that requires a synergy that where the other champion isn't good. So Ghost requires like Wasp and Ant-Man and Hood, and while that does make her absolutely bonkers and crazy, it just, those other champions aren't going to help you that much. So if you die with Ghost, you're pretty much down to 1 other champion left, or if you're using all of them, you're down to no champions. But with Mr. Negative here, the other 2 champions you absolutely need with him are going to be amazing for whatever quest you're doing, because you have the best champion in the game, and then I think I put Nick Fury as my 4th best champion in the entire game. So 1 in 4 is not a bad support team. But right here against this Killmonger, we are having an okay time. The reverb is getting kind of annoying, so I'm waiting it out. Those purifiers are helping. As you can see, I'm out of the Nick Fury evade charges, but we're just going to try and get those parries off the special attacks. Right there, I spaced it really nicely so I could counter his special 2 with my heavy attack. And now right here, I'm going to try and block the hits of his special 1, and then we're going to go into the dark energy mode. So you can see right here, I'm up to 15 energy. He dashes in, we're at 15. We're going to try and get these special attacks or heavy attacks off. Right here, I think I'm going to launch it, and then here, let's see the damage off of it. So right there, it's doing about 2,600, which is okay against the Killmonger. So Killmonger's not an ideal matchup, obviously, for Mr. Negative, but it's still pretty good considering like what we're doing. And right here, I'm at 12 of the light energy. This is going to be a really close finish because I'm losing health a lot off these parries because he is class advantage, and the reverb is going to hit back at me. So we're going to try and finish this fight off as fast as possible. I'm going to go for it right here. The reverb gets me down to 5%. I'm just going to dash back and pray. 1% off the parries here. I counter, and luckily there was no reverb, and I finished the fight with 1%. So that was an absolutely bonkers fight. I really thought I was going to die, but just show you that even in non-ideal matchups, Mr. Negative can still work. And I just decided we're going to end the video with the Realm of Legends Wolverine fight, which is probably the fight you've been looking for this entire time. And this was an absolutely crazy kill. This was about 45 seconds, I think. And then my game lagged there, so it's probably a little bit shorter than that, honestly. But basically what you want to do is play him normally, get him up to those high levels of light energy, convert it to dark, and then 1 special 2 will likely finish the fight. But you do have to spam heavies afterward, just so you can keep the reach and cycling on Wolverine. So you can see right there, I got the evade off with 11 of the light energy, so he's going to be power locked for a little bit. We're going to build up to that special 2, and we're going to see how much damage we can do, how quickly we can do it. So right here, I'm about to throw it off. You can see the heal reversal already kicking in. He's just getting shot down. So we're going to start throwing our heavy attacks up to 2 of the regens again. We're going to evade right there, and the fight's over. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Mr. Negative showcase, and I hope that I could start to solidify in people's minds that he is an amazing champion. Very good, but very high skill cap. There are some things that I think that Kabam could do to make him better. Maybe increase the time up on the light energy, so after you lose the Nick Fury synergy, you can get up to 20 dark energy much easier. You could increase the Fury potency a little bit because his Furies aren't doing that much for his base damage. But with all that said, I still think he's an awesome champion, one of my favorites in the game now. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think I might do a Realm of Legends speedrun this guy, not sure. But if you want to see that, let me know in the comments below. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.